it's really called football.
Soccer?
The creators called it football.
Soccer?
You know, you play it with your feet.
Reading between the headlines. Soccer?
But it's really called football.
Soccer?
But it's really called football. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. We are here to watch the final of Euro 2024. It's what you've all been waiting for. Of course, my show, not the final. Now, who's been waiting for that? It's my watch along of the final. Of course, everybody's been waiting for that. And we are here. But in all seriousness, ladies and gentlemen, and whoever else, dogs and whatever else is out there, we are hyped for this despite, I want to say, the somewhat low level that has been on display up until now. At least that's my feeling. I've heard other commentators say that they've loved these Euros. These Euros have been everything to them. And how dare anybody even pretend that it was anything less than awesome. But suffice it to say, people that are commentating and getting paid to commentate, maybe the incentives are to promote the product they're commentating. That's possible. I'm not going to say this, that, or the other thing. Surely they're all very honest. But it seems to me that you don't want to crap on what you are being paid to comment on. Okay, so that's the situation. But I will say, other than that, it's been pretty exciting. What I mean by that is that recently it's been somewhat exciting. The last England game against Denmark was pretty much right on. I mean, I think that was probably the most exciting, entertaining match to watch England play in thus far. Every other one has been less than enthralling, but they've gotten the results, and credit to Southgate. I mean, at some point I said I hope Southgate resigns after this, even if England bring it home, right? Because I mean, I don't want to see, who wants to see that crap? Who wants to see that level, you know? Not I. That's just my opinion, maybe. But that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. I still kind of hope that he resigns, even if they win. And I have been rooting for England this entire tournament. That said, it's hard to root for them when they kind of look like crap. Anyway, so we're looking at the lineup now. We have, ladies and gentlemen, Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw is starting. I have been saying that Luke Shaw should start this entire time. Finally, it looks like he is starting. Great. Excellent. Let me throw up that game time clock. Let me throw it up. Oh, well, it's not up yet, but it will be up when it shows up on my screen. Maybe the game has started, but I'll probably be a few seconds behind here. So if you are watching and you feel like syncing up with my clock, sounds great. If not, you want to stick to your clock and just hear my reactions, you know, whatever it is, 10, 15 seconds later, whatever it ends up being. All the power to you. Just stick around, and you can try and spoil in the chat if you like, but it might work, it might not work, you know, depends how quick you are. But here we go. So here's the game. I'm just going to work on getting that game clock synced up when it shows up. England, to get back to the lineup, looks like the same lineup as last match. I don't remember, did he start Trippier on the left and then sub? I think that he might have. Southgate being he. Let's see, just pull up the other lineup. Matches. Who started? Okay, yeah. So So this is the first time Luke Shaw is starting. I've been calling for this for a while. I'm just gonna say this. I've been calling for this for a while, and I'm happy to see it. So here we go. I'm going to fix that game clock so you can actually see it, so it doesn't just look ridiculous. Da, 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 da. Let's go to the other shot. That's right. Bear with me, ladies and gents. Bear with me. Change region. Just got to move this a little bit. And there we go.
Excellent midfield axis of Rodri
Dink and dink.
and Ruiz.
We're good.
Excellent
Okay.
port. Back to Lenore. Now he's
Maybe
come
I'll
back
adjust
into
that
this
later. But here we go.
today.
Let's see. As
All
far
in
as
France, in
oh,
Brittany, but,
Spain's
he's a
lineup,
Spanish citizen now.
kind of changes we have here from the last
Laporte
match
with the
against
crossfield ball
France.
is aimed towards Lamine Yamal.
They were
His
victorious.
first angle with Shaw. Shaw wins that one.
So
Bellingham.
looks kind of exactly the same. So yeah, so Spain doesn't change anything, which makes perfect sense. Oh well, sorry, I take that back. Navas isn't starting. They're starting with Carvajal instead. You gotta say, Navas was an interesting choice, wasn't it? When you've got Carvajal, you choose the 38-year-old guy. I mean, but he's been doing great, and they are where they are. And I suppose you could say the same for Southgate. Except, no, you can't really say the same for Southgate because Spain has actually been playing like a good team. England has been playing like a bad team that gets results and relies on individual brilliance. Two big differences here. But credit to Southgate, he did ultimately, when Guehi got suspended, change up the formation because the other formation was working, and definitely three at the back works better for the Three Lions. Yep.
Spain are the top scorers in the championship with 13 goals.
And I think it's gonna be a lot better with Shaw on the left. And this is the game that matters more than any other, isn't it? And actually, at the end of the day, I think England fans are not going to give a crap how the team looked if they win this. So, and they'd be right to not give a crap or anything else.
That's why they're favorites. Dani Carvajal.
There we go. Spain starting strong. I expect, even though Spain hasn't been playing the same type of possession game that they've played historically, I would still expect them to have more possession than England this game. That might not be the case. England has had the lion's share of possession, pun intended, for the game against the Netherlands. They were about 60% most of the match.
England have never lost in 6 visits to this stadium.
You know, eventually I'll be able to show all of this stuff, but right now the system that I'm using is kind of slow. So once I get my new device, I should be able to live stream and show you all sorts of stuff, including some laws of the game stuff, some rules I like to talk about since I am a referee, United States Soccer Federation referee. Not that I'm operating in my official capacity here, but I do like to talk about the referee's performance. I like to talk about decisions that were made. I like to criticize commentators for not knowing the laws of the game after being in the field for decades. You can understand that it's frustrating as a person who's been refereeing for about a decade now, which is a good amount of time. Fair play to Asaf, pat on the back. But at the end of the day, if you've been commentating for decades and before that, especially you've been playing the game for decades, yeah, I would hope that you would have a good grasp of the laws of the game, and oftentimes they don't, so that's fine. We'll criticize them for it here on this channel. And, you know, whatever. I don't always, nobody gets things right all the time. That's the bottom line. But I will have, especially when my system is better, I'll be able to back myself up with facts from the manual, the laws of the game, the FIFA laws of the game. I can show you that right here. Here's the 23-24 IFAB laws of the game. Move it there. See that? Boom, boom. Yeah, I guess I could do it here, but it is straining my CPU. But that'll be fixed at some point. Again, we're improving all the time here, always improving. So bear with me and stick around, subscribe, like the stream, be into the channel, and it will pay off, I promise. Here we go. We're back into it. Watching intently.
The Spanish trio, Rodri, Fabian Ruiz, and Olmo to
Oh
do it
man,
they
Danny
want.
Olmo, hasn't
This
he
is gonna
been
be a
a
really
sensation this
challenging
tournament?
Afternoon,
I
evening.
imagine, I think I said
for
this
this English
before, but I imagine
defense.
he is going, he plays for RB Leipzig right now. I imagine as soon as this tournament is done, if not already, maybe there are talks going on. I haven't been checking out the rumors. That could be another thing I could Google right now. You know what? Let's just try it. Let's see if it destroys my computer or the stream. If the stream starts just lagging and falling apart, then you'll know why.
Yes, but the problem
Danny
is
Olmo,
that means you're defending with
transfer
5 against 3,
rumors.
and that leaves all the space in the middle for Spain and in the back to do what they want with
Yep,
the ball. How
there you
long
go.
can England
It already looks
defend
like
this after spending
interest
so
from
much time defending
Liverpool
throughout the tournament?
right away. Looks like serious interest from Manchester United. No surprise there. Danny Olmo has been exceptional this tournament, and he's really come up clutch. And it's one of those players that, well, actually, I had seen that they were maybe getting rid of Bruno Fernandes, which is absolutely insane because if that's true, he's been their best player in recent times for me anyway. So if that's the case, I would love to see my beloved Chelsea. Imagine Chelsea with Enzo Fernandez. Playing a 4-3-3 with Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, and Bruno Fernandes right there. They got the same yeah, they got the same last name. Come on, they got to play well together, right? But I mean, in all seriousness, they're very different, but creative, both creative, attacking midfielders at times. So yeah, that would be something, man. If Man United are really serious about, or the rumors I saw were really serious about getting rid of Bruno Fernandes, that would be awesome for Chelsea. That would be fantastic. I was actually saying, let's pick up Toni Kroos. He's a free agent. I don't care if he's 35, whatever the hell. Maybe he's only 34 or 35. Between 34 and 36. I'll take that guy, man. We need another midfielder, actually, at Chelsea. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We're watching the Euros. This has nothing to do with them. But I will say this. Danny Olmo has been exceptional, and it's no surprise that he has moved into the starting lineup for Spain. I don't believe he started off this tournament starting every game, but he's been exceptional, and it's no surprise that the rumors abound for his transfer. Although, again, I'll say, Manchester United getting rid of Bruno Fernandes as the rumors were. I don't even know if that's happened. I guess I could check that out. Let's check that out real quick. Oh.
Funny thing is,
Yeah, probably going to destroy my computer.
Before the championships began.
My CPU is just going to blow up in a burst of flames. Come on, come on. Let's go. Bruno Fernandes. I mean, it was probably, yeah, he still plays there. I don't know if there's any rumors about his transfer. You know what, I'll check that out. Bruno
Women's teams of England and Spain clashed in the Women's World Cup
Fernandes
final last year. Spain won
transfer.
that by goals to
Quick
nil.
Google search. Nothing really serious. Okay, Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes has been linked with a shock move away from Old Trafford. This is according to TeamTalk.com. And Dan Ashworth is reportedly planning for his departure. Interesting. Where would he go? I mean, if not for like, I mean,
Nearly 10 minutes in.
really wouldn't make, if this is the Mirror reporting Girona. Like, okay, I can understand if United are trying to get Danny Olmo and so they're like, okay, then we'll pick up Danny Olmo, and it doesn't make sense to have Bruno Fernandes. But that's just crazy. I legit think Fernandes, their best player. I mean, I think a lot of people think that Bruno Fernandes has been Manchester United's best player. So that would be crazy. Danny Olmo, good replacement, to be fair, but I mean, and it would be crazy. I mean, I would love to have him at Chelsea. Jeez. But that's where we're at with that.
And it's pushed by Gehi on Laporte.
As I say, not surprised at all that Olmo would be that there would be plenty of rumors and teams probably already trying to talk to Danny Olmo's representatives. I doubt Olmo's going to want to be getting all caught up in that crap while he's playing this tournament, especially how far they've gone. He is focused as all hell. Here's Carvajal coming in for Jesus Navas. Cucurella, my guy from Chelsea. What a player. Apparently he's been trying to convince Yamal to come to Chelsea, and I'm not upset about it. Here we go. Here comes Nico Williams. Oh, I got to fix that. It's a little cut off my game clock, isn't it? I'll fix that. I'll fix that.
Good 1v1 defending.
Figure that.
We have a serious
Blah, blah, blah.
issue with, I think it's Kyle Walker down here. On
Kyle
the right
Walker
sideline.
been
He looked in a
amazing
lot of
for
pain
England, to be fair.
after
One
lunging
of the
for that
few.
pass.
I mean, again, it's one of those situations where
That would be a massive blow, of course.
you watch England play and you're not like, well, people are playing poorly. You're not really thinking that. You're just like, who the hell set these guys up? Who the heck thought this was a good idea to play with zero width
See him reach
whatsoever?
there and
Not only that, a striker who likes to play in the midfield. So you basically have this little ball of a team that everybody, you know, that I mean, very predictable. Anyway, they're here for a reason, right? Whatever it is, somehow that worked, and somehow Gareth Southgate was able to see that that was the way to go. I'm very hard pressed to attribute any sort of genius to these results to Gareth Southgate and the way he's set up and tactically prepared this team for this tournament, because it's been abysmal performance after abysmal performance. But again, I'm always going to have to end this chain of thought, whatever, with, well, it worked. They're in the final. Let's see what they're going to do. I don't know why they're showing Kieran Trippier. Sorry, buddy. I mean, I like Kieran Trippier, a big fan, but it makes perfect sense that Luke Shaw is now playing in the final for England. And I'm very happy that Southgate managed to put 2 and 2 together after, I don't know, the entire tournament. And put the guy in on the left. I mean, oh, let's get in that poll. I wanted to put in that poll. Let's see what people think are going to win today. Very simple poll. Who? Oh, come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. What did I do here? Who? Hello? My computer doesn't like me. Poll. Oh, that's because that was the wrong text box. Who wins? England. Let's throw in a little emoji. England or Spain. They got him as España this year. This year they're all about the way the home country pronounces their own name, which is fair. What's the problem with that? I don't see a problem with that. That's cool. But we're just going to call them Spain here. So here we go. England. And then Spain. Oh. This will all be fixed. My CPU just is like a 4th grader trying to do advanced calculus, and it's not working out for it very well, but it's working out well enough. He's staying in class. He's not failing. So there's that. Yep. And I'm gonna over here. Okay. Will Spain bring it home? That is the real question, isn't it? People hate that. People hate when they say bring it home. But I mean, it makes perfect sense to me. Why isn't it? They literally invented the game. Sorry, I'm just looking at the laws of the game there. Again, for all those watching, I do like to give a referee's take. I have been refereeing for United States Soccer Federation for 10 years. I'm not operating in official capacity here, but I do like to, from time to time, maybe give my opinion on a decision, maybe get out of frustration, criticize the referee, maybe laud the referee, maybe say, wow, this referee has got it going on. I mean, I thought I forget the referee's name, but I thought he did a fantastic job in the Netherlands-England game. These are not easy games to referee, obviously. I mean, the level isn't the highest. It's high. it's high. Don't get me wrong, but I think in a Premier League game, the level is probably like, let's say Manchester City versus Liverpool. You're probably getting a higher level than here. Let's just say, in general, the best clubs in Europe are generally playing a higher level, especially this Euro Cup, than the international teams. These are teams that players that play together all the time. That's the way I see it. I don't know if people see it differently. Obviously, the stakes are so high that the intensity is off the chain. I don't know if people say that anymore. They probably don't. I'm old. But yeah, the intensity is so high in these games that maybe it's actually harder to referee. I could see how that it's a little bit less predictable, but the intensity is so high and the stakes are so high that everybody's losing their minds on the pitch, and that's hard to control as a referee. So there is that. The 50-50s, every 50-50 is like, I'm freaking the hell out as a referee. not me per se, but whoever's refereeing these things. I mean, they're so intense, the 50-50s, that it's really tough. You sort of tense up maybe a little bit. Ooh, England attacking early. Interesting to see what the stats show right now. Yep, as I would predict, and I know I'm not some genius. Yeah, you would assume, even with the difference in sort of tactical approach of this Spain team, that you're going to still see more possession on the Spanish side. But good game so far. A little cagey, as you might expect. Early on, nobody wants to concede in the final, right, of the Euro Cup. This is huge. The only bigger thing is a World Cup final. And some people like the Euro Cup more than they like the World Cup, right? You don't have the Euro Conference, UEFA, is a much higher level than probably any other conference in the world. I mean, maybe that's changing a little bit now. I don't know. You could argue maybe South America, but other than that, you're not. Which would actually include the Americas. CONMEBOL is not just South America, but as far as level, you generally expect the Euro Cup maybe to even actually be a little higher overall, because you have less teams from like places and conferences that the level isn't very high, right? So that's just a fact. That's just a fact. So some people like the Euro Cup more, but again, this has not been the best Euro Cup, in my opinion. I know that some commentators and some people believe otherwise. That is not my opinion. My opinion is this has been a pretty crap Euro Cup, relatively speaking. But the last two games have been great. Actually, the semifinals have been awesome. Spain-France was awesome, especially early on, and England-Netherlands has been awesome early on too.
Took over. And since he's taken over, England have won 3 out of 4 penalty shootouts. Unheard of previously.
That was out.
That in play didn't look like it.
Cheap giveaway. Danny Olmo doing great to get in front, in between the ball and whoever the hell that was, Declan Rice maybe.
To Nico Williams.
Nico Williams looking threatening on the wing, like a real winger should look.
Rodri.
I mean, Rodri. What can you say about Rodri that hasn't already been said? So I'll just not say. I'll just say he's been amazing for Spain. Wow. Special.
Still up for grabs, by the way.
Special. He's like Busquets, but also scores goals. And maybe he's a little more athletic. Although that bar is a little low, to be fair. That's not why Busquets is Busquets. And say no more. I'm not gonna. There's not really much bad you could say about Busquets either, is there?
That's very much a subplot, though.
Busquets won everything. Multiple times, right? Although I think just one World Cup, but 2 Euro Cups, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Here is Rodri.
Here comes Nico Williams.
comes again. Saka
Sweating Saka on
back
the
to make
on
it
the
5
left.
at the back,
Spain's left.
helping Walker out. Fabian Ruiz was clever there.
Yeah,
Had a very,
Fabian
very
Ruiz
good
showing
tournament.
some
The,
showing
Paris
some
Saint-Germain
guile.
player.
Interesting how Saka is just all the way back and Kyle Walker is pushing for it. They'll reset. Young looking referee. This guy.
Referee Francois Letessier, by the way,
Who's this
the
referee?
youngest referee.
I like to
at
check out the
35,
referees. I
ever
don't
to
always
take
remember them, but
charge of a
slowly,
European
slowly.
Championship final.
Francois
Later tonight on Fox, it's the Copa
Letessier.
America final. Lionel Messi leading
Looks young.
Argentina against Colombia. That's on Fox tonight.
How young is
7 p.m.
Francois?
Eastern, 4 o'clock
Francois.
Pacific. It's quite a day
Francois
for football fans.
Letessier. Okay. I mean, fairly young by footballing standards, refereeing standards. Jeez. 1989. Okay, so he's about 35.
Kane was beaten in the air.
Pretty young for a referee to have the
Forwarded by John
center on
Stones.
a Euro final at 35 years
He's one
old.
of those
Let's be
who's
real.
improved as the tournament has gone on, getting the minutes under his
I always
belt.
find it interesting that
Left out
for
quite
some
well by
reason the
Manchester City in the
ARs are
closing weeks of the season.
kind of older, but it's like I feel like the center should be the older one, the more experienced one, and the ARs should be the younger
Spain
referees that are able to
championship
sprint,
for the
like
fourth
just go 0 to
time.
60.
That
I
would
know
be
that at least
Germany on
I
3.
haven't looked at it, but when you go for your upgrade as a referee in the United States, you have to. One of the physicals is it's a 40-meter run. I believe it's a 40, and it's a higher threshold it's a higher standard for the AR for obvious reasons. You have to keep up with the players. You have to be able to sprint on the side, whereas the center referee might get. I mean, very likely is going to run more miles, but doesn't have to hit those very high, very higher speeds, right? You gotta sprint, full blast, and you're still, depending on the players, but you really better be able to sprint if you're on the line. So I don't get it. So to me, I would feel like the center referee could be a little older, a little more experienced, but they went with like I say, relatively young guy, Francois Letessier. I don't know if I'm pronouncing. Oh, Carvajal. Carvajal, man. See, I don't like that. That just raises the temperature, and that just makes my job as a referee harder, doesn't it? But Carvajal, one of those guys, just
That's fine. Next time we do it, don't give us a yellow.
trying to get in the other players' heads. I hate it, honestly. It's like, why are you doing this to me, bro? Why do you have to? I'm not going to comment on recent games refereeing, but it's like, you have like one team that's crushing another team sometimes, and then they just start talking crap, like just belittling the opposition. Dude, you're winning, okay? You're crushing this other team. Why are you standing here and just belittling them and making them feel terrible? Why are you doing this? Why? This doesn't need to happen. Play the game. You're winning. Let your performance speak for itself, okay? But then you got the Danny Carvajals of the world, and they're just gonna. That's their prerogative, I guess. This is already chippy as all hell. First yellow card of the game for Harry Kane.
Well, we'll have to get another look at this, but
Yeah, well, let's see this. Let's see this decision here.
is for
We'll pull up
players.
the.
on one side, there's a play that should be a yellow. A minute later, the other team makes a foul and gets a yellow.
So
I think
this is
we
going to
see
be
Harry
law
Kane,
12.
I mean, doesn't look too intentional. Yeah, he leaves his cleat up a little bit,
Fouls and misconduct, right?
but that is frustrating. You can understand why Harry Kane is frustrated.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a blow for
What was
England,
it
really,
for?
'cause
I didn't
there's
see
a
it.
long time left in the game for him to avoid any other.
Was it for what we would
indiscretions.
call unsportsman behavior?
Was that harsh,
Unsportsmanlike behavior, UB.
No, we can talk
That
about
is
consistency.
the
I'm listening to
caution
his
code.
calls, talk about consistency. The referee,
Here
all
comes
he wants to be
Clattenburg,
is
great
consistent
referee.
in this game. But you look at the two type of challenges. The one
Yeah,
by
so it was for a
Carvajal,
challenge.
it's a careless foul. There's plenty of players around, so it's not stopping a promising attack. This from Harry Kane. He's lunged in, and when you see the studs, it actually catches just on the angle or slightly above the angle. So for me, this is a reckless challenge, and therefore
Okay.
deserves the
So
yellow card.
what
You
he's
see the
talking
two
about
differences.
Clattenburg is
One
he's
was careless to the
distinguishing
small
here.
trick
Now
with
he's
lots of
saying,
players around.
you know, it
There's
looked
certain
like a
balls
careless
where you
foul,
hurt the player
but because of
catching him
the
on
studs
angle.
showing and catching him slightly on the angle, he would upgrade it to a reckless challenge. A reckless challenge is cautionable. So if I looked up to reckless,
Borderline out
you're
of
gonna see
control,
this.
so I think
It's
probably
under-
did the right thing by letting the
I know,
players
that's
know,
not-
okay, there are limits here. There are boundaries.
disciplinary
unfortunately for Harry
action.
Kane, he
So
takes the brunt of the
cautionable
play.
offenses.
You can understand why he gave the yellow.
Okay.
Meanwhile, here's
Oh, this
Nico
is earlier
Williams.
actually. No, I went the wrong way.
Barcelona
Okay,
desperate
we'll
to
let it
sign
go
him.
because we're
Whether they
watching
can
the game.
afford to
So,
do it is
but
quite another issue given Barcelona's
law 12 is fouls and misconduct, and that's where you're gonna find. There we go.
If
That's
they
where you're
got
gonna
him, that'd be
find
quite something,
yep.
wouldn't it? They had the two Spain wingers,
cautionable
That would
offenses
be an answer
and
to Mbappe and
ejectable
Vinicius,
offenses, or
etc. And
as
Bellingham,
they call it. These are all the cautionable offenses,
Laporte,
sending off offenses.
Cucurella loves to venture forward down that left-hand side.
Back
and
to
link
the
up
lineup
Williams
here.
as he did there. Fabian Ruiz,
Fabian Ruiz doing a good job in the
Lamine
midfield.
Yamal. There's a fluency about Spain's attacking work. So
Looking-
far, though, England have
looking
kept
really,
that door pretty
Really
firmly
good
shut.
next to, well, I guess Rodri makes everybody look good, doesn't he?
Fabian Ruiz
What a
again,
class
and that
player.
deflects
What
into
a
the
class
arms
player.
of a grateful Jordan Pickford.
Oh. So it looks like England, yeah, I guess that makes sense. I guess England did go back to a back four.
Fabian Ruiz was recalled by
Oh, look,
De La
Iniesta in
Fuente
the crowd.
to the
Looking
squad.
majestic as he always does.
Justified
Old
that recall
majestic
as
now,
well.
but I think he's still playing in Japan. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that. But
He's
what a
Kyle
player.
Walker. He looked
If you're
pretty
not
good when he
aware, if
picked
you're,
up that injury. You did
you know,
think
super
then
young
that
and
you
aren't
think
aware
you
of
thought as well,
Andres
That was it
Iniesta,
for him.
I mean everybody. I mean, if you're
He's obviously a
conscious,
remarkable athlete and
if you're like
thankfully
anything
he's
above
nothing
10,
serious.
probably know about Andres Iniesta. What a
Lee
player.
Ashley Cole among fullbacks
Gold in
from
Barcelona
Newcastle,
time.
England.
One of them.
107 in his
There's a lot of
case.
gold in Barcelona eras, but
Bellingham.
now it's almost hard to
Has a
remember
habit
the
of coming up
golden
with
era. I mean, they've
big
been
goals
so
in big
terrible,
games.
looking nothing like the
Jude Bellingham.
Barcelona of old.
Twice in the Clásico in Spain against Barcelona this season. And the dramatic 95th minute.
Looks like Spain
Lifesaver for
has the confidence of
England against
the spectators right now. 56% of the
within
votes
seconds from going out.
of who's going to win have gone to Spain. Mm-hmm. But England hanging in there and
Bellingham to Kane.
definitely getting some pressure in, not really penetrating.
And before
per
the game,
se,
Ian, I said
but-
in a final, every play is magnified, and you're seeing it. Bellingham on the sideline.
See the
tackling
stats here.
In the corner there, you see.
Yeah, as
Nico
expected,
Williams come inside, and
70%
Benny gets
possession
Harry
to Spain
Kane.
thus
They know
far.
that every play is vital. You never know which one is going to make
Just a
the
better
difference.
team. Just a better team.
And that move was
Again,
slick to a point, but then
despite
Mane, he was able to cut
the
it out.
results, and if you're an England fan, which, you know, I have been rooting for England this tournament, at this point I'm almost like whatever, because you can't watch game after game of a team sucking so badly, and just like, especially when it's not your country, and still kind of want them to win with the same fervor that you did when you started. And that's how I've been with England. Now I guess I'm leaning England, but at this point it's like a Spain one. I'm just like, you know what, bro? You got the results, guys, but it's been so bad from a performance perspective on England that, oh, look at this challenge. Wow. That's a tough one to call in real time. Two handballs here.
Side of Declan Rice, and in slow motion that looks pretty nasty.
Yeah. I mean, I think the yellow card is warranted here. Definitely warranted. Rice is going to be all right. He's a frickin' machine, so let's be real. I think the guy's going to make it. But deserved caution for Dani Olmo. And if you're the referee right now, I mean, I think it's always tough to give early yellow cards. So many early. I guess we're only looking at 2 early yellow cards thus far, but you kind of want to, if you can, just manage the players in a game of this magnitude when the stakes are so freaking high. The intensity is beyond anything else that you referee throughout the rest of the year or throughout the rest of the last few years, couple years. Yeah, it's a final of the second most watched international competition. Let's be real. So when you kind of want to try and manage the players as much as you can, but if you have a yellow card, you got to give that yellow card, because if you do not set the tone for the rest of the match, people are just going to be wilding out. Okay, and that's reality. But on the other hand, you don't want to give frivolous yellow cards, because you end up affecting the game, and then it's like, hey, why did I give that yellow card later on, when you have to give that second yellow for an obviously cautionable offense? And then you know what happens with 2 yellows. Doesn't take a referee to tell you that. It's called a sending off. So yeah, those are all things to consider when you're trying to manage a game. But it's so chippy right now. Oof. And you'd expect nothing else. Expect nothing else.
Win the ball, the follow through that's getting someone, and Phil Foden, the unfortunate recipient there.
Yeah. I mean, when I say managing the game, you know, people don't think about this too often, but I've talked about it before. It's like every single game, there are thousands of fouls throughout the game, right? Thousands, technically. Things that you could call fouls by the book, thousands, right? But you really just, you certainly don't, they talk about match flow as a referee. It's part of our job, is to make sure the match flows and that the game doesn't suffer. So you have to be consistent, obviously, but but you want to allow for a good degree of match flow. So yeah, that all comes into play when you're stopping the game for a foul, whatever. And these corners are just going to be brutal, probably. People grabbing, trying to get away with every last thing that they can. Yeah. It's like, straight up, boys, straight up. That's what I say. Straight up. You can protect your position. Do not manipulate the opposition. Protect your position. Do not manipulate the opposition. And then they just do it anyway. Look at these guys. They're hugging each other. They're tackling each other. It's the beautiful game. Look at Declan. See, that's a foul right there, isn't it? That is a foul. Okay, is the ref going to call a penalty? No. And that's just another thing that factors in. But you have to be consistent in the various moments of the game. There's another thing. Commentators, former players that should know what the heck they're talking about, just for some reason don't know, like, just don't understand at all. Consistency. When they say consistency, I've talked about this before again. It is not about every referee number one, it is not about every referee refereeing consistently across referees. That's number one. Definitely not. You're not going to have one referee referee exactly to the same standards of other referees. Okay, that should be obvious, right? And then the next part is you talk about one referee refereeing consistently across their matches. No, that's definitely not the case either. Those are two obvious things that are not the case, in my opinion. The next one that commentators just get wrong is like when they try to say, hey, the referee didn't call that foul, 15, 20 minutes ago. Why is he calling it now? That's not consistent. Well, please. I mean, if you're in the game for 5 decades playing and commentating and doing whatever the hell else, please find out what consistency is, because it is none of those things. Consistency is about refereeing consistently in the various moments of the game. You might not call a foul and consistently calling the foul between both teams at any given moment in the game. I might not call a foul for something in the beginning of the game, and then later on in the game the temperature is just too hot, and it's just like, okay, all bets are off. You guys are not behaving well, so you're not playing the game. This has become not football anymore. So these are now fouls, and it goes back to what I said about there being thousands of fouls in the game. You have to use your subjective perspective and decide on what you consider, take into consideration the match flow, you take into consideration the behavior of the players, and then make a decision. And so if you decide to call fouls a different way later on in the game as a referee than you did early on in the game, that is still being consistent as long as you're calling those fouls in that moment of the game for both sides. Okay, that is consistency, and I would love to see commentators and former players and whoever the heck else in an interview understand that. That would be something. I'm not saying I'm the expert on even refereeing. I'm no Howard Webb, okay, but it would seem to me that if you're going to commentate on a game, and you're going to do it for like 50 years running, you'd understand those things. You'd want to keep up on the laws of the game. And I mean, that's just my opinion. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just like to show up if you're Lee Dixon. I always pick on Lee Dixon because he pisses me off the most usually, and he's a guy that's often on American broadcasting television of these games. And also he's a former Arsenal guy, and I'm a Chelsea boy, if you didn't notice. So it's easy to crap on him, and it's fun. And he's just, Lee Dixon is such a cocky guy. I mean, he just comes off that way. It comes off like he and Roy Keane would get along great, or they'd hate each other because they're both like the same person, kind of. But yeah, and both played predominantly for teams I can't stand. So I mean, all credit to you. If you're a United fan or an Arsenal fan, no hate. It's all love. You love the game. That's another thing I like to say for American spectators of the game. It's different than for English fans of the game, because English fans of the game, it doesn't. If you're an Arsenal fan and if somebody's an Arsenal fan and another person's a Chelsea fan, there's friction. There's always friction. But in America, it's like, if you like the game, if you're a fan of the game, we're just happy about that. Oh, you watch the Premier League? Oh my God. Let's talk about this stuff. Oh, you're an Arsenal fan? Oh, boo, your team, whatever. It's all in fun. It's all in jest. And I'm not saying that English fans can't do that, but it's less often. So it's like you got to be a little bit more sensitive towards people about their team when you're in England. But in America, it's just like, you're a fan of the game. You watch the Premier League. Let's have some fun together, bro. Let's be best friends, even if you're not a Chelsea fan like I am or what have you. Here comes England.
Couldn't quite funnel that through towards Harry Kane.
Well, now there's challenge here for England. The break is on.
With
Ooh,
Williams.
Spain breaking.
Now the white shirts have tracked back. Spain didn't really develop the attack quite as quickly as they might have done.
Yeah, Spain did not get that counterattack together. Not exactly built for counterattacking, but they have shown that side of their game in this tournament.
Remember, they were champions 2008. World Cup winners 2010, won the Euros again 2012.
Not seeing a lot of... Oh, Nico on the other side.
Great team of players.
Not seeing a lot of Yamal. I have been talking. I have been a little bit of a chatterbox, so maybe I missed some stuff. But
you remember that team, all right?
Spain just controlling it. Spain just controlling the game, aren't they? Got a player like Rodri. Oh, here comes Declan Rice. Doing work. Harry Kane, the third midfielder for England.
Breaks it all up. Kane again.
Harry Kane. I mean, to be fair, the guy could play as a midfielder. He's got it. He's got it in his locker. There's no question about that.
And now the break is Spain's. I have to say, so far, the England fullbacks are winning the war against their wingers.
Commentator saying that so far the English fullbacks have been keeping the wingers of Spain in check. But again, it's been a pretty cagey match, and nothing's really getting through. Nothing really. I don't. As far as big chances, let's see what the stats show here. I mean, yeah, 0 big chances according to the FOTMob stats. I don't know where they draw theirs. I think they make their own stats. Look at that, 72% of the possession to Spain, and 28% to England. Total shots, 1 on target the entire match for both teams. 1 shot on target. Oh my gosh, look at the accurate passes. I mean, total dominance from Spain. 224 accurate passes to England's 73. Yeesh. But, you know, if England tried to play another way here, they could be in real trouble. So, if this performance makes a lot more sense now than it has for the rest of the competition for England, where basically they've done the same. Not dominate possession, although at times they have. And against Netherlands, to be fair, they had about 60% most of the game. But now okay, that makes sense. They're dug in. Okay, that's fine. Get dug in. Spain is dangerous. And they're a little bit more dynamic than we've seen them in years past. Manu doing work. Good for him. I mean, just changing the narrative and coming in. Well, to be fair, you could almost say Alexander-Arnold didn't rise to the occasion. And so Manu got his opportunity and he made it work. Even in a poor England side. Very poor. I mean, I keep saying that, and then it's just like, well, they're in the final of the Euro Cup. So.
England attempting contain and counter.
I look like an ass just saying it, but I mean, everybody knows what I'm talking about. And then you're going to have the stick in the mud who's going to say, results. It's all about results. And I understand that. I'm not saying anything otherwise, but sometimes you get a little bit of luck in competitions and the results happen, or you have a little bit of individual brilliance. You don't want to rely on that for your national team. Here comes... Woo. You know, you don't want to rely on that. So do you really want a manager who managed to win? And to be fair, you have to give Southgate credit if England win this tournament, right? You have to you have to even give him credit for getting them this far at, you know, on some level. But you also have to say, okay, they relied on a bunch of individual brilliance, and every time you watch the in England match, it's like, what is the manager doing wrong? And you figure that out, and you're just like, why is he doing this? Why does he keep doing this? But that's the case, and so even if they did win, it's kind of like, dang, how well might they? I mean, it's easy to say from outside, but you kind of think like, how well might they have done if they had a good manager? Sorry, never seen such a narrow England team in my lifetime. Literally no winger. I mean, the wingers, I'm not saying they were not great players. But Foden is not a natural winger, even if he plays there for Man City. Not a natural winger. He's like a floating 10. And yes, he's a lefty, but he barely stays on the left-hand side. Okay, so, I mean, I don't know. It's usually on the lineup. Wherever it's posted, it looks like Foden is on the left. But they just don't have any width. How many crosses? If you look at the stats for how many crosses from the wings England has put in, I'm sure it's very bad. I'm sure it's very low. Oh! I'm not saying anything revelationary. I think I've been saying this longer than I've been seeing the narrative. And that's just like me being that guy that's saying I've liked this band before everybody else got into it. And now, you know, whatever. So I'm the best fan. But like... But that's how I feel. I've been saying this since the first match of the tournament for England. So I've been saying put Shaw in, and it wasn't a popular position when I was saying it, but I'll end the pats on the back for myself and whatever in that regard. But you know, it took until literally the final of the competition for Southgate to realize that it was probably the right choice. And to be fair, this game is still going on, and who knows if it was the right choice really, but at least that was a conclusion that I came to. And you know, there's obviously stream evidence of it that people can go back to, which they won't, but they could if they really were so inclined, to see that you really needed more width from England. And yeah, I can understand why you're not going to pull anybody off from the forwards, but you know, having Trippier bombing down the left-hand side and using his left foot just wasn't really an option. Anyway, so that's where we're at. There goes the halftime whistle. This game very dominated by Spain, but anybody's game. This is football or soccer, whatever you want to call it, and could go any way, could go either way. So that'll be interesting. Okay, so we will take a break for the half, and we'll be back. We, meaning me, Asaf, hi. We'll be back just before the half, hopefully, and see what's going on and go from there. Okay, ladies and gents, I will see you in like 10-15 minutes max. Okay, cheers. we're back. We are back because the second half is about to start. Any minute now, any minute now. Here we go. Let's see if there are any changes made at the half. I don't know, it would be a little... I don't foresee any manager here making a change. Let's see who FotMob has as the standout performances here. According to FotMob, we have the 7+ ratings for Fabian Ruiz. I'm going to have to agree with that. He's the only one. I mean, not that Rodri was bad or anything, or that anybody below a 7 was bad. I don't think there were any particularly terrible performances by any individuals in the first half. But Fabian Ruiz seemed to be maybe the midfielder sort of making things happen a little bit more than other players around him. And Lenormand with the 7, I don't know why. Maybe he had a good block or two. There were some good blocks, a couple good blocks in front of the Spanish goal. Again, not many opportunities going on for either side. I think last I checked, there was only one shot on target the entire match. Okay, so now we have 2 shots on target from like both teams together. So yeah, not a very eventful first half in terms of attacking play, but you kind of expect that. It is a final. Nobody wants to concede, and so it's a bit cagey, and yeah, that is the situation, and quite expected. Quite expected.
I don't know much about Zubimendi here.
He took a bit of a whack in the first half, Rodri, which is why he
wow.
substituted. So Zubimendi, who plays his club football at Real Sociedad, coming
So
on for the
it
second
looks
half,
like
and only made
Rodri
one
has
start in this
gone off
Euros
with
so
a minor
far, and that
injury,
was when that man,
which is a
Ismael Lewis celebrated. They made
huge
10
loss
changes for their game
for Spain.
against
And now you
Albania.
have
So let's see how
Zubimendi
this affects
coming
things. Let's
on
see how it changes
for
things
Spain.
and for England as we play another
I don't think he's
45
played
minutes
one
in this
single
Euros
match.
final. Back to Landon Donovan
Has he
in
played
goal.
any minutes this competition? Oh my gosh.
Thanks a lot, Jules.
This is a
Yeah,
huge
you're right.
loss.
This is a dramatic development in the game.
Wow. This is
Rodri,
huge for Spain.
Almost invincible in club football.
This could change the complexion of the midfield, and I don't know necessarily that you're going to see it, but Spain has had about 70% of the possession. They've looked pretty dominant in possession, like their pass rate is so much higher than England's. 100 accurate passes for England at 75% accuracy versus 265 for Spain in the first half. That is massive, on top of a 69% to 31% possession share between Spain and England respectively. So, wow, this is a big deal to have Rodri go off. Big deal. Oof.
Yeah, does that just knock a little?
Yeah, I wonder if it says, has he played any minutes in this competition?
As they saw, Rodri was not coming back on the field.
Don't think he
Especially those
has.
midfielders will say, thank God.
Did he start one?
Spent a lot of that
Okay,
first
I guess
half
he started once.
just
Okay, I didn't know
shadowing
that.
Rodri, didn't he? So
When
now,
did he start?
presumably, He might be freed up a
When did
little.
he start?
It's a great point, Ian, and you can see it already. He's a little more free, and they might have, Gareth Southgate might
Oh,
have said,
he got.
"We need
Did
to
he
go
start
away
against
from
France?
just following
Okay,
Rodri
maybe
around
I'm
anyway." But I would
bugging
think
out here.
After seeing Rodri out now, they're not
No, he
nearly
didn't
as
start
concerned
against
with
France.
Zubimendi's ability
Okay,
to dictate the
something's
game
up
like
here. I
Aaron
guess he
Rodgers.
played some minutes. I guess he played some
Lovely
minutes
ball
against
by
France. Oh, he played.
Carvajal.
Okay,
Lamine
he
Yamal
played.
on
He
left
started
foot.
against Albania.
Some danger
Okay.
here. Williams!
Oh!
Nico Williams for the Spaniards.
Woo! Almost missed that. Nico Williams coming up big for Spain. Wow. 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 Oops. Didn't have my game clock going. There it is. Oh, I've got both badges going on. Oops.
Forget about all that Rodri talk. No, Rodri, no problem. Look at this little clipped ball by Carvajal. Allows Yamal to run into space.
Wow.
Kyle Walker, in retrospect, probably thinking I should have fouled him. But as Dani Olmo runs through, Nico Williams free on this left side. And the technique here, just smash your foot through it, side foot. Jordan Pickford can't get his leg down in
Yeah,
time.
he timed Pickford there.
First blood
Pickford
drawn
was
by
just getting
Spain.
set.
A massive moment in this European Championship
Wow.
final. A
Ugh, I
second
hate
goal
that
of the
freaking
tournament,
heart
with a
thing.
much sought after Athletic
How
Cup
freaking
winner.
cringe is that, man? I'm so sick of that, honestly. Everywhere I see it, I'm sick of it. I know it was like Gareth Bale's whole thing. Ugh. Blah.
Well, as I was saying,
Cringe,
Ian,
but whatever.
you don't need
The guy can do whatever the hell he wants. He just scored possibly the winning goal in this Euro final. But plenty of time for England to come up, and this wouldn't be the first time England came up big coming from behind. In fact, they seem to have been doing that a little too often this competition. But I mean, it's a little bleak, isn't it? England do not have any of the possession, do not really have any serious penetration
pace of it.
thus far. But, you know, obviously things have changed now, so you might see a little bit of a different approach from England. And uh-oh, if he can do this again. Oh my God. Oh! Oh my God, Dani Olmo. You'd expect him to sort of do something there, eh? He was kind of had a perfect opportunity there. Oh, good first touch. Maybe a little too far away. But, you know, if he could have just gone to that, into that post there. Ooh. Or side netting, if you will.
For a little half volley smash and
Wow.
just dragged it wide.
That was a moment that could have really hurt England. Oh, here we go. They got to... I mean, they had literally almost a third of the accurate passes of Spain in the first half. Almost a third, very nearly a third. 265 to 100. I mean, that's... They're going to have to change that stat maybe a little bit. Or be clinical in the counterattack, obviously. They did both have, like, both Spain and England had one shot on target. So, equal there, but you got 1-0 to Spain now. And I imagine that vote might change a little bit.
Just to go back on that play as it developed.
Let's see.
The weight of the pass was so good from Carvajal.
Yeah.
And then Luke Shaw, if he watches this back, will regret not just fouling Yamal there.
Here comes England. Here comes England. Jude Bellingham.
Sure. It was a sloppy ball, really, that by Bellingham, and it
Yeah.
curtailed the attack.
Not the greatest ball from Bellingham there.
Yamal did a good job just to tie this up. Cutting inside and forcing Luke Shaw to make a decision.
Did you just
Luke
call
Shaw tracks him
Carvajal
down.
Yamal?
It's a dangerous set piece
Maybe
and
he
a
said
yellow card.
Carvajal.
He elects to let him go.
Oh, look at
and
that.
Ultimately, it was the wrong decision, but
Got,
Lamine Yamal put him in a really tough spot.
what's his name? German guy. German legend. Former U.S. national team coach.
Just mixing it up
Out in the crowd.
time.
I don't know why his name is escaping me now.
Right at the start of this half, Nico Williams has found a lot of space on that left-hand side. Another big test
England really got to make moves now, man.
in that kind of championship.
Here we go. Yeah, I think you're going to want to see more of those,
Is Saka.
more direct play from England. I
Cucurella
mean,
sticking for
not that
right
they've
through.
been,
Seconded pretty
you know,
well. Foden.
stringing some passes together or having any possession really, but
They need more from
they're going to have to be direct and maybe take some risks and go for it. Play it forward. Play that maybe lower probability ball, but maybe big payoff ball.
Mainu.
Spain are still... Let's go, let's go. Maybe put that ball in the box. I would like to see more of that, that's for sure. I'd like to see more on the left-hand side from Luke Shaw. I mean, that's what he's in there to do. That is what they were lacking, and I'm not sure we've seen much of that this game. But, you know, if you've been playing a certain way, if your whole team has been playing a certain way the entire competition, throwing Luke Shaw on in the final might not have the same efficacy in that nobody's on the team, they're just not used to doing that. They're not used to
Spain's
playing
only
that
tournament
direction
win in 4 meetings
in
against
that way,
England back in
looking for that sort of
1950.
thing. Ooh,
1-0 at the
hey, you're not going to get that
World Cup in Brazil.
for Bellingham. There's Nico Williams again. Fabian Ruiz having a game and a half.
But another little problem
So
for
far.
England could be fatigue. They've had to play 2 lots of extra time. Spain only won, and Spain, of course, changed their whole team, didn't they, for the Albania game too? So that was more rest into the legs of their key players.
Well, and England
What a
played
ball.
the second semifinal on the Wednesday.
Spain is just
Spain
full
played
of,
on the Tuesday, so they had an extra day of
I
rest.
mean, oh, is that going to be yellow?
Stones.
Oh, he's giving
He's
it.
got a yellow
He's
card
giving
as
it.
well. It's not a great
Another,
start to
that
the
is
half.
not a good yellow card for
England, just
Stones
to
to pick
underline
up
that
right
point you
now.
made, by the way, about the semi-finals.
Because
The team
they
playing
might have to risk it a
the
little
most
bit,
rest,
and if
played
they
in the
don't,
first
if they're not,
semi-final, have
if they're not,
prevailed in
if
the
Stones
final
isn't able
in the
to
last 6
pull somebody
big
down in a
European
bad
or
situation
World
later
Cup
on,
finals.
that
Well, it's
could
no
end up,
surprise,
that could end up
as
pretty
you get
bad,
deep into the
and
tournament, of course you
he's
get
not
tired,
going to want
not
to do it on a
mention
yellow
most of
card.
these
And Stones has
players are at
been
the end of a long
pretty much a
European
stalwart for
soccer
England's
season,
defense,
so
as much
they
as
are
people
gonna be
didn't expect
tired.
it.
And it's
This
actually
tournament.
something that UEFA needs
Yeah,
to look
so,
at. You should never have
oof.
one team getting another 24 hours of rest over another team. It's not fair at this point in the tournament.
2 semi-finals on the
Oh
same day.
yeah,
with
England
staggered
are in
kickoff
real trouble
times.
here, guys. I know there's so much time left, but just the way that they've been
Williams
playing,
against Walker again.
I don't think England fans are going to feel very confident about this right now.
I think Williams is
Zubamendi
fine.
coming in,
Of course,
doesn't
he
look
signed a
very-
new deal
doesn't
last
look
December
nervous.
At Athletic Club, the famous Bilbao club is about 58 million
Not exactly taking
euros.
responsibility there, is he? But
I think
they don't
something
really
like
need
that,
him to be
you know.
making any
Crazy to say, but it's a bargain.
striding runs with,
They've been
you
annoyed,
know,
his
in
club,
possession.
that,
If you're Spain right now, it's move the ball, play the easy pass, and drain the clock. Even at this point, why not?
Rice, all a bit tight, gave it
Oof,
straight to Dani
not a great
Carvajal.
giveaway
Now
from
Morata.
Declan Rice.
Spain looking more of a threat than they did throughout the first half.
Gehi is not happy. Wonder who he's complaining to. I don't know. Was it he was upset with Rice,
England have to find something
or was he
from
upset that
somewhere
nobody else picked up?
against this
I guess it was
classy
Morata
opposition in
there.
front of them.
In their other come-from-behind victories in the knockout round, they're playing against much weaker opposition, and they just look a bit deflated to me, Ian, as if they know that it's going to be hard to carve out chances when they can't get on the ball.
Look at all the space here. Oh, that is
Morata,
trouble.
Pickford came for it. Away by Stones, who had to get his balance right. But Spain
Again,
beginning
England are going to have to
exhibit
take
this
some risks
defense
here.
now.
They're going to and
Lamine
against
Yamal.
Spain, that is just Bellingham being strong and
Bellingham
looking
gets back
seasoned
out
over there.
behind defense.
Don't give this up here. Really good, taking responsibility in a bad place.
Rice is the
But
latest
I mean,
to
geez,
give the ball
Rice
away. This
again
ball
giving it
from
away
Williams
right to the
again.
middle of the park.
Whistles just wide. That was travelling.
Dude,
Often when you're playing against a team that's compact and happy to sit in,
This
your
is-
best chances come when you can counter-press. England were spread
England
all
need
over
to
the
be
field.
very
Rice
calculated
was in this left-hand corner when that ball
where
turns
they
over.
decide to take a
That was
risk.
a big chance for
Because
Nico
right
Williams.
now, they're looking
It's vital for
to be run a little
Southgate,
ragged here
the England team here, really, that they
and
managed
desperately
to ride through this
clearing
storm
the ball
at the
right
moment and
into
maybe come back
a
at Spain
player,
little
a
bit later, but they
midfielder
look like
from Spain
conceding
or
again, you'd have
player
to
in the
say,
midfield
this phase of
with
the game.
lots of space
And not
and time
necessarily
to do
tactically,
things,
but
which
I
is
think Gareth
not
Southgate
what you
has
want.
to consider putting someone on just to change the energy a bit. Maybe you put Ollie Watkins on.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
I think
put Cole
Landon
Palmer on,
Donovan, who
just
is a
somebody who's not gonna play this
American,
60 minutes
probably one of the
and felt
most
this for 60 minutes, who
accomplished
can
American
have an
players.
impact
I
and
know that we
change
have a
the way
bunch
the
of
game is
American
playing out.
players playing in Europe and for great
He's
teams.
sure. And one thing
um,
Watkins can do that
right
Kane
now,
can't is run in
but
behind.
he's one of the earlier.
Here is Kane.
Oh,
And the player
nope,
went to
nothing
referee,
there,
saw
nothing
wrong
there. I
with
guess
that.
referee's not giving it to Bellingham.
Measured it out,
But
frankly, as
yeah,
the
so
ball
Landon
went down.
Donovan's on the is commentating, and he's saying,
Alvaro Morata.
if you didn't hear it yourself,
He'd love
because
a
I've got it
goal to
playing in the stream,
silence
a little low, but yeah, we got to keep it that way. So, but he was saying just now that England might want to bring somebody on, make a change, do something here to change the energy before it's too late. Give it something else in this moment. Yep, and it looks like it. Here we go. Ollie Watkins getting ready. And I think, especially after the performance that Ollie Watkins put in against Netherlands and coming up strong so late for England, I think you got to have somebody there who's threatening, running in behind, which obviously Kane just doesn't really do. As complete a striker as Kane is, it's not something that he has in his bag of tricks. So, or at least he doesn't do it. Doesn't run in behind, does he? So, and he does, and he's on a yellow card. So, I think Kane will be pissed off to come off right now if Ollie Watkins is coming on for Kane. You could see maybe Southgate bringing him on for somebody else. I don't know, Foden, or I don't know. I guess Foden. Or switching to a back three and taking Shaw off it. Could see that. Could see that. You don't want to take Walker off. You don't want to take your seasoned stalwarts right now, who are going to push the rest of the team. We're going to know what it's like to be behind. We're going to know what it takes to push on and win the game. You don't want to take off somebody like Walker, in my opinion, at this point, unless he's injured or something. But maybe Stones because he's on a yellow, but I doubt he wants to take off the central defender who has been so solid for them this competition and really leading that back line. I mean, Gahey's been good too, but I think Gahey's made a couple mistakes. Anyway, he's not. He's more the young defender. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I could see Shaw coming off now, even though Shaw's been good. You know, Shaw's been pretty good, coming up good here. But I could see him coming off and then playing two strikers up top with Watkins and Kane. But I don't think Southgate is going to do something so risky right now. Oh, you never know. This is it. We're in the 60th minute here, and this is for all the marbles. Will it come home? Will they be able to pull this off and bring it home? I don't know. Doesn't look like it right now.
Walker to Saka. It's been a quiet night for him so far, but Foden
What?
couldn't quite get that back towards Harry Kane. Mainu now.
Looks like England is willing to do something here. Do a little bit extra. Put that little bit of extra in there. Take that little bit of an extra chance getting forward rather than sitting back. Here we go. Going to see Watkins now. And who's he coming on for? Kane? Yeah. I didn't think Southgate was going to bring Kane off. I mean, sorry. I didn't think that Southgate was going to take such a risk. And I guess also Kane might not be as pissed because Kane seems to have been nursing a back injury this competition. Right? That's what they've been talking about. Maybe it was something else, but I think it was a back injury. Who's this guy? I have no idea who that was. That young, handsome man, I should say. But here we go. This is it here. Let's see what happens with Watkins on the pitch. They're obviously doing a little bit more. England penning Spain in a little bit here, in fact. But Spain haven't lost any of their zest for defending, it seems. Look at Gahey just going for it. Isn't that? Yeah. They might need to get a cross in and get Gahey on the end of a cross or something. But the good thing about Watkins is he's got everything. Watkins can put in the header. He can run in behind. He can play the hold-up play. And here we go. This is exactly what England need. They need something like this. Who's going to take this? Foden, maybe? Probably going to be Foden. Although he's a lefty, this position right here is definitely better set for a right-footed
This was silly
striker
from
of the
Nico
ball.
Williams. England are having
That way you could bend it in and
big problems creating
really
any
just
kind
have to
of
touch
chance.
it. You don't have to
You
generate
need
the
to
power
launch
if
there.
you're
It's just
striking
not
it.
smart.
Oh,
Now you're giving England
that was
a
pretty
free kick
soft,
in a
but-
really, really dangerous place.
but yep. And as I say, so it is Foden. And it's
England
not
at
the
moment
greatest
searching out for a reason to
ball
believe.
for a lefty. I mean, he's probably, well, he's probably going to aim for that back post, right? And bend it inward. Somewhere there, but
Vital here that the
it's not great, but
delivery is
you
good
never know.
from Foden.
Let's see what he does here.
Yeah,
He's
this
blushing.
needs to be hit so that if nobody touches it, goes just inside the far post. That's his aiming line.
They should be doing this more. But here we go. Has to be good. Has to be good.
Little flick on
Yeah,
Spain
he ain't
defended well.
actually
Remember,
near
they've
post.
only let in 3 goals in the whole of the
Yeah,
tournament, and this is
that
their
makes sense
7th
because
game.
once it gets to that far post, there's no power generated on it, and the goalkeeper was protecting that area.
Pickford going very, very long.
Okay.
Hoping Foden can latch onto that.
Oh, Foden getting the better of Cucurella.
Against all
My
odds.
guy.
Saka,
Cuckoo.
Bellingham,
Oh, Bellingham. Oh, Bellingham.
and that's better from him.
Oof.
Got plenty on that, not
That turn under pressure. There's like 3 Spanish defenders there, no? Look at this. 3 taken out of the picture.
Well, the
Just
effort
could have done a
from
little
Phil
better on the
Foden
finish, but
to
he
keep
had
that
no
ball
time
alive.
at all, dude. One touch.
Jude Bellingham again showing
Did have a little
his
bit of time.
class. For England, they just need more sequences like this where they can get him in the center
Yeah.
part of the field where he can make
That
a
could have been
play.
it
There just
right there,
hasn't been
man.
Enough of that tonight.
That could have been
Hopefully,
it.
if you're an England fan, in the last 30 minutes or so, you get 2 or 3 more opportunities.
Yeah,
like
but if
that.
I'm England,
Ultimately, he
I'm
needs to hit the target
trying
there.
to
Never
switch
tested
things
the
up.
nice
I'm
one.
trying to give my forward line more looks than they've had so far, right? I'm trying to give them those crosses. I'm trying to maybe cross it in early. Really mix it up as like a mixed martial artist might mix it up. I don't know if any of you watch that, but mixed martial artists might want to throw in the takedown every once in a while just to keep that other fighter honest and keep them guessing what's coming.
Hope he's good, otherwise it might be a bit of a racket.
There we go. Exactly. Do
Bellingham,
something a
can he
little
get
different.
that in?
Yeah. Put it in for Watkins. Sure. Then that defender needs to be looking for that. Sure. Why not? Didn't come off, but good. Now they might be looking for that. And Watkins gives you that.
Let's see if there was a slight touch.
Maybe.
It's
Maybe
hard for me
not.
to know. I don't have any hair, so I wouldn't know if that mattered. You know, England, Ian, are stepping up, pressing higher. Obviously, game
We are
state
seeing
matters, and they're
we
gonna
are
go
seeing
after that.
England
It just makes you wonder why
pressing
don't
up
they do this from
and
the
doing
start?
what they need to
What is
do
preventing
to
them from
change
doing
things
this?
up a
Now
little
they win
bit.
the
And the
ball back
Watkins
again here
change
so easily. And
definitely
again, I
seems
know the
appropriate, already
circumstances
making a
have changed, but
difference.
they are good
So
enough,
there is that.
especially in the back with Walker, Gahey, and Stones. They're good enough to play 1v1 for a minute or
But
two.
can they keep
the ball
doing it?
back,
How
actually
long
have
can they
some
keep this
possession.
up? And is it
Just
going to
not
be a
having the ball
liability
for
having
so
Stones
long
at the
is
back
wearing
on the
them
yellow
out.
card?
Now they need their legs in
When
these
they're
last
doing
45
this
minutes.
against a team like
I'm not
Spain
sure
that
they
can
have
just,
That's
you
what we're
know,
about to find out.
hit you hard in a moment.
Can Watkins
in an
make the
instant.
difference? Spain
Here we
moving
go.
forward
Look, he's in.
quickly. Olmo
He's in.
into
Oh,
Lamine Yamal.
miscontrolled it.
And Pickford with a
And
great
Pickford
save.
coming up strong. But that's what I'm talking about here.
He needed to get
Spain,
down quick,
I
he
mean,
did.
they can ping that ball and put it on a,
He's
as the English might say,
apologizing
on a
because he hit
sixpence.
that pass,
So
was given away, but look at this
always you're
extension.
going to leave that space in
A
behind, and
strong right
Spain
hand, too,
could
to push that
punish you. Good on
just wide
Pickford
of
for
the
coming up
post.
strong there.
What a fantastic save from
Great
Jordan
save.
Pickford.
Great
It
save
was
from
better
Pickford.
than it looked there because you saw it in slow motion. It was really fizzing. He had to be quick.
It was on target. It was the right choice from Lamine Yamal.
England were nearly in deeper for a moment. Now they have this
Yeah.
corner to defend.
They really can't. Oh, and here we go. They got to move it quickly. They got to just go.
Well,
Yep,
they said
and
it
it's
could be
tough, and there you go.
last night, Gareth Southgate, we've got to be prepared to lose this
Spain's
game.
still fighting. They're
Take
not
a
just
chance of
like
winning it. And they have to
They're under
be
no
rolling the dice a little now.
illusion that this game is over, that they can stop fighting, that they can relax for a second. And here comes Oyarzabal.
Change coming up with,
I like saying that. Oyarzabal. Coming on from Morata. So that's interesting because he's not a striker. So who is going to take up that central position? Is it going to be Danny Olmo? Is it going to be one of the wingers? Yamal or Nico Williams?
Yeah, a bit strange, but both of them
It's a bit of
getting
a
on in age.
definitely a
Played lot
defensive
of
move
it
here,
to
isn't
this
it?
tournament.
So
Morata does have a lot of critics, but
maybe
I'll tell you what, Ian, his teammates absolutely love him. The way they speak about
Luis
him,
de la Fuente is
he is
seeing England
consummate professional,
really pushing up and not being
epitomizes
afraid to do this.
teamwork.
Not being afraid to
Leadership,
push
they
up, and
absolutely
he's
adore
just taking the slightly more conservative
He's brave
approach.
enough to admit that he has quite often been so emotional. He's been
Could bite him in the
tears
butt
at
later
the end
on,
of
right?
games of this
Could
tournament.
definitely prove to bite him in the butt,
Wants
especially
to
if
be the
England
man
do
who
what they've
captained
done
Spain in the
on
European Championship
several
for the
occasions in
fourth
this
time.
tournament, which has come from behind.
On course to do that as things stand at the
But they're
three-quarter
going to need
mark
something special here.
of this game
They're going to need something special
here in Berlin.
because they're not all of a sudden going to become the team, the cohesive team that Spain is, or that they wish they were.
Lamine Yamal with
And-
one of those
and they're gonna have to
angled
stay
balls
strong
in amongst
defensively
10 stones, is able to get it away. It'll be a corner
In
kick.
more precarious situations, because when they start going forward as they have, they start to look haggard at the back, as they have in these last few minutes. But that's the name of the game right now. You have to take those risks. Look at this, 8 corners from Spain, 1 corner from England.
England hanging on by their fingernails a little
Yeah,
at the moment here.
comment to Ian Dark saying if you,
And,
England
It's not
are
a strange
hanging by
looking
their
punch.
fingernails, and that's just the
Comes
way
to
it's going to be.
Olmo
And another
again.
reason, again, why
punched away
having
this
Stones
time
on a yellow card is
convincingly by
not a
Pickford.
very great situation to be in.
And Zubimendi.
They're going to need all hands on deck, England.
And Norman
They're going to
come
need to
up
get
from the
possession
back,
here, too.
and this
Yeah.
time
I don't know if that's a pretty stupid
over the bar.
choice from Fabian Ruiz,
By
but, you know,
Fabian
if it went
Ruiz.
in the back of the net, then maybe I'd look bad right now. But at the end of the day, I think you want to, if you're Spain, you're going to want to be leaning away from taking 30, 35 yard, probably more like 30-yard chances there
Here is Cole
and
Palmer
start
of
and
Chelsea.
continue the possession. Here we go.
Fantastic
Cole
system.
Palmer.
Stamford Bridge.
This is necessary, man. Cole Palmer. As a Chelsea fan, you can understand how I feel like this is the right move. I mean, you got to bring on somebody that can give you something different.
And others will have to rescue England if indeed they are
You
to
need
be
some
rescued.
X-Factor players coming in and doing something. Oh! And here's Watkins.
Watkins.
Oh! Nothing.
Laporte did very, very well.
Interesting. Why would he go down there?
That ball was bouncing.
Why would he go down there?
Unai Simon was
What
well
a
off his
bad
line. And you
ball
can
there.
tell
I mean,
Ollie
come
Watkins just
on,
wanted to
bro.
lift it over him. What a fantastic block.
I think Watkins does.
There was a
provide
moment there where
different
not all
kind
the
of
Spanish
threat
players were
to those
back, and
defenders 'cause he's got the pace
look at
to
this.
run in
Damn.
behind them.
Just don't know
And
if
the
England are good
willingness.
enough, man. Spain
Every
is
time someone faces
really the
forward,
best.
he's darting in behind.
They've been very clearly the best team in this competition throughout. For me.
Fabian Ruiz again with that wand of a left foot that he has.
Just don't know that England can pull this rabbit out of this hat right now. But again, I didn't think that before. Each time they did it before against the Netherlands, against Slovakia, maybe. I don't remember at this point. It's all I blacked out the rest of the tournament. But seriously, they're gonna need another one of those magical moments from like Saka or Watkins or whoever the heck else.
From Lamine that time.
Bellingham.
It's Oyarzabal, and the flag's gone up. Yeah, there was an offside in
Not a
there.
fan of this
It was a few seconds before.
this trend with the hair, with the frosted tips trend. You know, that was big in the early 2000s, late 90s. It's coming back now. Just not doing it for me. It's just early Justin Timberlake vibes, and just feels like I don't know. It ain't it.
Poor ball.
But everybody's into it.
Away, Zubimendi
People are into it, and they
leading
keep
the
doing it.
charge. Oyarzabal. Oh, he got a good
Okay.
angle on it,
We
but
got to
not
get this
quite
moving,
good enough.
Pickford. Pickford has to turn this ball around quickly. And here we go. That's exactly what they need. They need to get it up quickly.
Bukayo
Take
Saka.
advantage of those moments because there's not going to be a lot. And Saka, you better do this well. Here we go!
In the Palmer.
Ah!
From nowhere.
Woo! Cole Palmer! Woo! What was I telling you guys? What was I telling you guys? It's all about Cold Palmer. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Oops, this light should probably go on. Cold mother effin' Palmer. Woo! That's that X Factor, baby. Yeah. Hell yeah. Look at this. Oh. 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 Oh my God. Guys, best be thanking the Blues, baby. Because he's a Blue for one season. But he's a Blue, baby. If you're an England fan, woo! Sorry if my mic is clipping, but I cannot right now. That's what's up. Game the F on. Let's go. Let's go.
This beautiful game can change.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Man, I guess I'm rooting for England, guys. Can't hide it anymore. The heart wants what the heart wants, right? I thought I was sick of them. I thought I was just like falling away. Like I'm so sick of you guys playing like absolute crap. But right now, man, the heart has shown itself. I've been exposed. You know that? It's just one of those things. You can't help it. Ooh, it might be coming home. It might be coming home. Not to my home, but... Oh, and they're still going. Wow, listen to that crowd. Listen to that crowd. Oh my God. Wow. This is lit. Look at the England crowd. You could see the white shirts in the stands all standing up. Oh my gosh. What a game, boys. What a game.
Saka again.
Just got crazy. Oh man.
Once again,
Here's Cold again. Mr. Cold.
he's whipping up the crowd.
Dude.
As well. A young man from Withenshaw. Tough
Manchester
area.
City just
South of
like,
Manchester,
what
grew
have
up
we
playing
done?
football,
What
learning
have we
the
done?
play for the pub team.
I mean, it was Foden or Cole,
Pretending
right?
it was David Beckham in the back garden.
Did they make the right choice?
There's going to be a lot of English kids pretending they were Cole Palmer.
I'm a fan of Foden. I'm a Foden fan. I'm a Foden fan. But woof. Oh man, Cold Palmer. X Factor. This guy defines X Factor, okay? The X Factor moniker, if it is, was created for guys like Cold Palmer, okay?
Behind, it's gonna make it
You look that crap up in the dictionary, boom, Cold Palmer.
It's a really
Ugh.
difficult one if you're Gareth
I
Southgate
just,
because
wow.
you can't not
I'm
start
still
with
reeling
Harry
by this
Kane,
guy.
but
Holy crap.
I feel at this point, Ollie
What
Watkins'
a goal
mobility
in him.
makes him more difficult to play against.
Wow.
When the ball falls in the box, you want Harry Kane
Wow.
to have that chance to score. But Ollie Watkins is hard to play against because of his movement.
I wonder if Luis De La Fuente is regretting that decision now to pull out Morata for a midfielder, Oyarzabal. I think who's playing up there? I guess Oyarzabal is playing all the way up there.
where he only got on the club tour.
Where does he play? Forget. Last I checked, Oyarzabal.
And they needed the 22nd
Sociedad?
out of 11
Has he
aside
always played
practice
there?
matches. I think he had to make
He's
the
a
team as
striker
well.
there? Okay, I take that back. I guess he's a striker.
Zubimendi here.
I could have sworn he was a
Spain looking to
midfielder.
regain control this silky Spanish side.
Yeah, I could have sworn he was a midfielder. Okay, I'm an idiot. Take that
They
back.
still could. Carvajal.
Has he always played there? No, sometimes he plays on the wing. Okay. There was a lot of talk about him transferring a couple of years back,
England
and it
fans
sort of died
chanting
down, and he
England
just
till I die.
stayed at Sociedad. But wow.
Cucurella.
I mean, Morata wasn't exactly killing it, really threatening. There were a couple of moments, but Oyarzabal is good. It's different. Obviously, probably gonna be a different kind of striker. Doesn't have the size of Morata.
Difficult to deal with for Walker.
But that's not Spain's game anyway, is it?
Williams again dug out a cross.
Ooh,
It's no
really
Morata.
courageous
There to take
defending
advantage. It's Oyarzabal
from
now.
John
It's
Stones. Look at him putting
less
his
of a
head
threat
in.
the air, truthfully.
Oof.
Well,
Oof.
you saw the best of Nico Williams running 1v1
You know, for
with
me,
Messi,
that
but sure, as
is a
player,
foul, though. You see Oyarzabal, he's going for the ball, but he jumped into Stones. It's kind of maybe it's soft, but going the other way, you could give that. You really could give that. He didn't get to the ball. That's the point, and he jumped right into Stones. Technically, it's going to be a foul. I mean, it wasn't obviously, but it could be a foul. It's technically a foul. Like I was talking about earlier, you know, we referees, we know. Well, he's got too much time. Oh, didn't touch it the way that he wanted. But you know, you're not gonna. There's thousands of fouls every game, and if you call everyone, you sort of define a threshold for yourself as a referee in the various moments of the game, and that's where you go from.
Manager, that's still to be discussed, but the English Football Association
Wow.
do want
This
him
game
to carry on whatever happens.
just got
here.
crazy. Just got
Up to another final. Yep. Were they
crazy.
saying that at the beginning? That's the
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's always been the case, really. They're very happy with him. Zubimendi again.
I'm
here.
just like I'm wired right now. That maybe it's because he's a Chelsea player, but also because of the moment.
He lost the
everything.
ball since he's come on to replace
Wired.
Rodri.
Damn, I hope Chelsea are able to keep hold of Cole Palmer. He was our X Factor all last season. Everybody knows it. I've seen plenty of memes, like the Spider-Man in front of the bus meme, holding the bus, keeping the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, keeping the train from going off the cliff or whatever, and then instead it's like Chelsea is the train and Cole Palmer. I should just go back to Cole Palmer as Spider-Man, obviously. I could probably pull that up.
There's David
Cole
Seaman there
Palmer,
as the goalkeeper
Spider-Man,
when England
train,
beat Spain on penalties
meme.
in the quarterfinals of Euro '96 at Wembley. A long time ago. In fact, it was the last
It's not
time
showing up.
these
Wouldn't it be nice if all the memes you wanted just showed up whenever you wanted them? Yeah. Not this time, Asaf. Not this time. I think y'all get it if you've ever watched that Spider-Man. It is old at this point. It's a classic at this point.
He made a very important
Does
save,
anybody even know who Tobey Maguire is anymore?
who is the uncle of the great tennis player Rafael Nadal.
Okay. What is going on now? Spain are shocked right now. Spain has no idea what to do at this point. They're just like,
They can
what
get
just
this job
happened?
done.
Yes, but they need to get back to what they did in the first half, which was breaking that pressure.
They really do need to. I mean, let's see I wonder what the stats are, the possession stats at this point. Yeah, they definitely shifted slightly.
That's why they're not
You're looking at 64 to 36. They ended the half at about 70-30.
Williams.
Here comes Williams. Oh, this is not good.
Chance to get a shot away again. Danny Olmo, Williams again.
Oh, he's in!
And then
No way!
great save.
Oh my gosh,
He's been a
Pickford.
hero.
Pickford!
Two big saves to
He's
deny
such
the
a
team
big
injury.
game keeper. Does anybody notice that? He maybe isn't the best keeper in England. Maybe not even the best keeper of all English keepers, right? You've got some pretty damn decent keepers. You got Dean Henderson, and well, he's a little young, but and Ramsdale. And there are a couple other names in there, Nick Pope, but he is that big game keeper, Pickford, isn't he? Just seems to come up big. If it's a penalty, if it's a big save, just seems to come up big. I think his mentality is where his strength lies. Obviously, he's got all the other stuff, but I remember Courtois used to make fun of him for being too short for a keeper. Not that he's that short. I think he's like 6'1", maybe 6'2", 6'1". .185. I think that's 6'1". I'm 180. 5'11", so he's about 6'1".
Yeah, in the end, Yamal hit it.
Definitely small for a keeper, but the mentality ain't small, guys. Jordan Pickford. I mean, whew. Okay, look at this. Bringing off. Why bringing off the Normand? Is it an injury or something?
When it's all or nothing at this point of a final.
It's really weird when you take off.
Leaning the right way. Ultimately a comfortable
take
save,
off
but a big save for England.
Center back at the end of a game, like is tired, exhaustion, maybe. Maybe they just want to have fresh feet for the end of the match for going into extra time, if there is an extra time.
16 European Championship finals. There's only been a 1-goal margin in it, or less than that.
Guys, I mean, if you're England, this has been the trend, and you kind of feel like it's coming home now, don't you? Wow, what a game! What a game!
England losing on penalties 3 summers ago to Italy.
There's plenty of time here for Spain to deflate England, like they did France. Well, actually, those goals were all scored early, weren't they? Ooh. Oh, come on. Good job, Foden. Still going strong, but Spain is wily, eh? Spain is so technical. Oh, every player is so technical. Look at this. This is just, was that? Yeah, okay. I mean, this is just back to those moments when England were on their back heels trying to risk it a little to equalize, but you know, now they've equalized. They need to stay strong. And showing Xavi, David Villa in the crowd. All the Spanish greats out there. Earlier they were showing Iniesta. Yeah. Spain has got like way more corners than England, but again, it's just not their game, and England are a big, tough bunch as usual. And now they don't even have Morata up there, so almost do better. Just look at this. Look at this beautiful ball. I mean, does it get much better? Pickford being ballsy and getting it right. Wow, he had to. If he didn't, if he missed that. Oh, Walker's, you know, doing what needs to be done. As I say, you don't want to take off a guy like Walker in this game. They took off, yeah, they took off Kane when I was talking about that. I thought that Southgate might decide to be a little ballsy and go 2 strikers, but no, it makes sense. Kane's on a yellow card. Kane's kind of injured, and Ollie Watkins gives you everything else that kind of Kane doesn't, honestly.
There's Ollie Watkins dreaming of another 90th minute winner. Conor Gallagher, we think, may be introduced shortly.
Just feels like any time Spain goes forward, something can happen. Oh, there it is. Wow. Oh. So close, England. So close. Wow. That's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt, man. But as I said, it just felt like any time Spain is going forward that England Could it be offside?
But England just fall
Could
asleep
it be
at the
offside?
back.
Could it be offside?
As Oyarzabal turns, this little clip ball around the corner, plays it wide, and as he turns and runs in the box, England fall asleep, and
He
I
looks
think
right
he may
on.
just be onside. John Stone's not aware. Gahey loses track.
He looks right on. I don't know. I got to see that angle again.
Stretching.
But he
putting
looked
Spain
right on
ahead
for me
2-1.
from
And
that angle.
the offside decision.
It's tight, isn't it? It's a slick finish that from Mikel Oyarzabal of Real Sociedad. Has he there got the goal? Might just have been on, as you were saying, but we await the confirmation.
Man, that's got to hurt. We'll see here.
Late as well.
I don't know if that was the best angle that they showed us to see. Yep, given. Wow. And it is, once again, game on. Yeah, it looked on.
A few things in before the game. You asked me what's
Another
different
thing
about
I
the
can't
final,
stand
and
is
I
when
said,
people
you
just...
never know which play.
Oh, that looked off, though.
Turn into space. Just
But it won't be
couldn't get
reviewed
the
because there
Bellingham
wasn't a goal.
found him. England keep on coming
Unless
back from
just
seemingly
late flag. Sometimes you
hopeless
can have a late flag.
positions. Were they going to do it again here?
And he just miscontrolled it. But you never know which play, and that was out of
But yeah,
nowhere.
what I was saying... Oh, here comes James Toney. Or Ivan Toney, rather.
And as he plays
James
it
Toney.
wide, nobody is expecting
Yep.
him to dart into the box that quickly.
Here we go, guys. I
That's
mean,
now the play.
this isn't over.
Spain back up.
What I was going to say is that I hate it. I kind of hate it when people think that
For England,
their eyes are telling them the truth from an angle. They think, that was clearly onside or that was clearly offside. How could they possibly VAR? And they think it's VAR's got it wrong or something. I mean, so dumb. But yeah, I mean, listen, guys. I mean, it happens on the pitch too all the time as a referee. People who are nowhere near the line of the second to last defender, and they think they know better than the linesman.
for England.
That's not to say that linesmen get it wrong, don't get it wrong, or whatever. But bro, if you're not seeing it straight on square with the second to last defender, you don't really know, do you? Oh!
Stones was there.
Oh! Oh my gosh. Damn, Spain really don't want to concede.
How did
That
this
was
not
two
find the net?
headers on target.
Declan Rice with
Oh! Off the back
Great
line,
save.
Danny
First
Olmo.
chance by Unai Simon.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that
Wow.
Olmo off the
from
line.
Danny Olmo. Forget
Wow.
about his 3 goals.
Damn. But there,
That was the
you see
play
that pull on the shirt
made
there? I
well.
hate that crap.
Give Spain yet another
Damn.
European championship.
Oh man.
Just look at those England fans.
Wonder how
The
much time
anguish,
added.
The agony.
I don't think it's that
We've known
much,
a lot of
guys.
it over the years.
Unfortunately for England. 4 minutes. I was gonna guess 4.
4 minutes
Damn
of
it,
added
should have said it.
time.
4 minutes. This
Just
is gonna
tying
be
a ball in,
crazy.
You never know which play. We weren't expecting it. Nobody in the stadium
Blast it
expected
up there. Yeah,
But
that's what
Stones
you
and
gotta do.
Gahey
Blast
turned
it
off
up.
just for one
Oh,
split
no.
second.
That's the
Now
opposite.
that's the play
You need to get ahead on that.
that could have them losing their second consecutive
Damn,
Euro final.
guys. This is wild. Yeah.
Oyarzabal again.
Okay, I don't know.
To do
That was
Spain,
really
though.
stupid from Oyarzabal,
They
but
could
here we go. You gotta just launch it up if you're
to
England.
get this ball
Launch it
and
up.
get it downfield as quickly as possible.
Knock it down. Get it in the box. Put Spain under pressure. Scramble. Whatever it
Missed
takes.
a great chance at the other end, but his clearance there off the line.
Here we go.
Absolutely
Yep.
vital.
Knock it down. You gotta get ahead to it. You gotta get ahead to it. You gotta put it in the
Exactly to
box.
flick it on. There's
Oh,
one
and it's
last
going the other
opportunity
way.
left in the game
Okay.
for England. High
Okay.
point here, causing,
Come on, guys.
the latest
You're dumb if
kerfuffle.
you're an England player and you're challenging here. Get back, move back, let the guy get up. Whatever you're doing is really stupid. You're not going to get the referee to change the call. That is the call. Move the hell on. You're just wasting time, and I guarantee you're not going to get that back. You're not getting it back. Get back.
So all the
Move.
commissioners
Move. Go.
to the book. It's too
Reset.
late to really matter now.
Reset. Get ahead to it. Wow.
confirmation of that. England looking for their greatest act of escapology yet. Now,
Wow.
Spain on the brink of creating history.
Why do they say things like that, the commentators? Spain on the brink of creating history. Yeah, obviously it's all history. What do you mean, bro? That's basically a meaninless statement.
I think you'll see
Spain on the brink of winning the Euro Cup, and that's history, and it's not like they've never won the Euro Cup before.
Difficult one for Gehi.
Okay, look at that.
Pressure.
Yeah.
Wants to get the free kick taken.
If I'm the referee, I'm giving a yellow card there for delaying the restart, because you got to let them play it quickly, eh? Not necessarily giving it, to be honest, but I'm pissed. Ay.
Spain are way too deep.
Here we go. That's what they got to do. Knock it down into the box. Not even getting ahead to it, eh? Up. Where's the foul? Where's the foul? I think that was the AR that signaled, that wove for that waved for that. I didn't see the foul. Where's the foul? It's not a foul. No. There's no fairness about that. That's not a foul. But end of the day,
There's confirmation there of the onside. I mean,
yeah, you don't get every decision right as a referee
just so
or as an
close.
AR. But the AR literally waved for that. Cucurella really sold that.
What was behind him,
Really sold that for his, and that could have been everything. That could have been. That can be the trophy right there.
as is he.
His 12th goal for his country. Mikel Oyarzabal.
Damn.
He's made
Damn.
a career out of that kind of thing for his club. Spain on the brink of making it 7
Boy.
wins out of 7.
I don't know what was there either, but
This has to be launched forward.
this has to
quickly
be.
now.
This has to go right into the box. Big
King
kick from
Felipe
Pickford here.
VI of
Oh no, he's
is
blowing it. It's over.
His whistle, and Spain do
Wow.
silverware once more. The old kings of European football regain the crown.
Wow. It ain't going home, guys. It ain't going home. Valiant effort. I honestly think Southgate needs to resign. Not just for the loss, obviously. Like I said, I think he should probably resign anyway. They have not at all. His England team has not performed. So they got lucky with some results. Definitely were driven forward by individual brilliance. And I think he managed the final well. But other than that, I don't think he's. I think he's definitely needs to resign. And I guess I'll leave you guys with that. Congratulations to Spanish fans, to the Spain fans out there. Congratulations to you. You deserve it. There's no question. You guys have been. Spain has been the best team this competition. England, you got far. You got further than you should have, really. Judging by your performances and probably your managerial choices. So sorry you didn't do it, but Spain deserves it. And that's that. 2-1 final. Well deserved to England. I mean to Spain. And I guess I'll sign off with that. I'll tell you guys, live football, prosper, and I'll see you for the next one. Subscribe, like the channel, all those things. Much love to all of you. Cheers.
Soccer?
But it's really called football.
Soccer?
The creators called it football.
Soccer?
You know, you play it with your feet.
Reading between the headlines. Soccer?